Good morning. Today is the last day of 2020. It's New Year's Eve. I have no plans for New Year's Eve. I might go for a hike because it's really sunny out and I just feel like I need a hike right now. Um, Lessons of 2020. Let's talk about lessons of 2020. We're going to be talking for a while about lessons of this year. And that's because it was a pretty major year. There's a lot that went on. But one big lesson that I took away from 2020 is basically that we live in this hell world bullshit dystopia. Here in the United States, especially, we have a government composed of two parties, neither of which is truly on the side of humanity, or even specifically the humans in our society. Basically, we have the Republicans. They're just completely off the wall, batshit at this point. You have the McConnell side and you have the Trump side. So you're either looking at fascism of the more upper crust bureaucratic sense or the brute nationalist fascism of the Trump faction. And then the Democrats are mostly pure garbage as well. They cynically use a lot of kind of liberal social issues to kind of put themselves on the good side, but they're really not, because there's a few decent people within the Democratic Party and they get shut out and ostracized and harassed and attacked by everyone else in the corporate Democratic Party. So we're really fucked. The big lesson that I took from 2020 was to focus on myself and improving myself, just do better things to become a better human being despite all the influences and impulses around me to become a worse human being. And to be honest, it's paid off. I'm hopelessly addicted to American politics and having an opinion on it and occasionally sharing that opinion, but I'm going to try to do it less and try to be more focused on my own life and trying to just survive in this bullshit dystopia. I made a blog post today, my last one of the year 2020, and I'm just going to read it right now because it's real short. So yesterday I was on my way somewhere and I decided to stop and take a walk around Washington Park in Denver. I walked around the lower lake and I saw a squirrel frolicking in the snow. As I approached the squirrel, it got a little bit scared and ran up a tree, but then came toward me on a branch. I suppose it was curious or thought that maybe I had some food, but where the squirrel seemed to realize it was no match for me on the ground should I turn out to be a threat, in the tree it appeared to feel more confident in its ability to avoid whatever threat I might pose. I learned a lot of lessons in 2020. One major lesson I learned is that shit is going to be fucked no matter what I do. We live in a dystopian hell world of a society. The government is a pile of shit. Our culture is vapid and emotionally deadening, and there doesn't really seem to be any hope for improvement on the horizon. But accepting that fact has allowed me to frame the focus of my life as a life of survival in a hell world dystopia. What do I do to be physically and psychologically better despite the bullshit that surrounds me? And that will be the central focus of my 2021. Survival in this dystopia, becoming better despite the many impulses and influences to become worse.